I like women that are strong.
Kevin Costner wanted a leading lady who could hold her own in this epic film and found what he needed in an unknown British actress.
She's very beautiful on film. I think she's easily one of the most beautiful women that we've seen on film in the last 10 years. Just a beauty.
Do you have a letter?
I don't have anybody to write to.
Women are the strongest people on the planet, you know, and we don't always portray them that way. When we do, sometimes they come off bitchy, and it's not it. They have a survival instinct that is second to none. Do you see how you're framed in here? Take a look.
Olivia Williams is the lucky woman who got the part, literally by the skin of her teeth.
Maybe she was the last girl that I saw just on a crummy old videotape, and she wasn't even really very good, although you could see she had training.
It was one of those auditions that just doesn't hold out any hope. It was a sort of upstairs room in a seedy part of London, and there was a man with a camcorder, and I just had a sheet of paper.
But she smiled in the end because she knew that she wasn't good, and boy, that smile, I just kept playing it back and forth, and I thought, man, is this worth bringing her over for a smile?
Kevin also made The Postman a family affair, casting his kids, including son Joe, seen right here.
I put them all in. In my family, you can't do things very often just for one.
Did you have to direct them much?
I had to direct Annie. Annie and I had a hard day one day, and I didn't know if any of it was worth it because she was a little bit teary, and I had to say to her at one point, Ann Costner, do you know where you're at? And she lips started quivering, you know, started getting really wet, and I thought she was going to go, and she went, yes. She just got tough, and she just did it. So at the end of the day, I take her like this, and we start to walk off, and I said, are you okay? And she said, you know, I didn't like you all day. I didn't like you all day. She said, but I'm so glad that we got to where we needed to go. She goes, I'll never forget it. And that made it worth it.
Costner made The Postman at some pretty extreme locations. At one point, stories surfaced that the star had to be rescued from a fall into the raging river. Untrue stories that scared his kids.
Their stomachs are in knots those days. They're just in knots, that there was a big accident, and they hear it from their friends, and so this kind of information that's not truthful, it's not designed to advance our own lives. Even though somebody goes, well, it doesn't hurt anybody, there's 3 people that are hurt. It hurt them, it hurts them, it scares them. You know, so who's the better off for bad information? I'm not that clumsy, okay? I don't fall
I'm just
into
trying, all I want to do is set the record straight.
I dove into the river. There's a screenplay says I get swept away down the river. So I dive into the river and I go, you know. I'm not like dinking around whistling and fall into the river. You know, not Gomer Pyle.
You strike me as a capable fellow.
Yeah, well, I think my reputation is such that I don't fall over my shoelaces.